Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Kiora. Assalamu alaikum. How is everybody doing? Right, so today we have our Fight Club session number 6. We are going to talk about a few things to help us save time and plan better. So let's start going. So today we're going to talk about 5 things. And as always, we're going to be discussing these 5 things and how to get their solutions ahead of us. So is everybody ready? Please raise your hand. Thank you very much. Yep. There's an option of raising your hands on your toolbar. If you can please raise it. Thank you. Let's get started. Thing one is working on a project now. We all have different projects and different tasks that we like to concentrate and work on. And sometimes those projects don't go according to our plans, as in the time that we had planned for don't go accordingly. So let's see if this is our productivity line, and this is where we plan on working on the project. These are the few obstructions, which couldn't be email. It could be a team notification, a phone call, social media, team member, or even your manager. So if you had planned for productivity being a straight line, well, this true story. You had an email in the morning, and you started working, had your coffee, you were peaking up, and then you had an email which then took your attention. You went and tried to do that. Then you came back, you started working, you full speed ahead, and then you had some other things which popped up, and then your productivity went down. So this is usually the case. So a 40-minute task that we planned on doing ends up being a 70-minute task, right? So is everybody agree with this? How many of you face this? Please raise your hand. Right, absolutely correct. So let's see. If in the solution is very simple. It's to reduce and minimal get these distractions out of the way as much as possible, minimize them, and our productivity should actually look like this. All right, this is where you have your coffee and off you go. But a 40-minute would possibly not land up with 40 minutes, right? But it will definitely land up somewhere around 45 minutes, right? So let's see how we can control a few of these things. Let's take 2 of these things, how we can control them. So I'm going to go onto my desktop and show you how. I'm going to show you how to do this. If everybody can follow me, that'll be great. Just go onto the bottom right corner of your screen, please. See this message just next to the clock and the calendar. Just go there. Go on the top, manage notifications. Just click on that, please. If you will click on that, this is going to open up. And here you can switch on and switch off your notifications. So if you switch off your notifications, right, by raise of hand, can everybody see my desktop? Okay, great. So you can switch off your notifications when you're working on something for temporarily. All right, and you can see all of your notifications, including Skype, everything. Outlook is switched off. So all you need to do is switch it on back when you're done with your project. Switch it off when you don't want any notification. So nothing is going to jump up on the side. Nothing is going to stop you from working, and you can continue working with full speed on this. So is everybody okay with that? Did you like it? Are you going to use this? Is this going to help you increase your productivity? Okay. All right. That's quite a few people. Thank you very much. Let's go forward. All right. So thing two is calculating days. Now, what's this about? Let's just see how application of this. What is the application of this? Calculating days is, you know how you want to calculate your sales budget and quota, sometimes according to the number of days, number of working days. Sometimes you want to calculate the annual leave you want to take and how many days are left in a month, whatever. Sometimes you want to calculate what is the next holiday. So let's take an example. For example, right now we just passed a holiday in Australia and New Zealand. This was the Easter holiday, and we want to calculate how many working days are left between Easter holiday and Christmas, right? So we want to know how many working days between Easter and Christmas in Australia, then in New Zealand, and then we can look at it in Singapore and Indonesia as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, introduce a new app, a new website to you. It's called timeanddate.com. Timeanddate.com is one word. If you can go on to that, just follow me for now and you can look at it later. Timeanddate.com, I want you to go on date-to-date calculator. Just click on that and you can put a start date. I'm going to go 4th of April. I'm going to do April. I'm going to select the day, which is going to be, let's say, the 7th. And the year it's 2021. I'm going to go December 25th, 2021. Okay. And do I want to include the end date? I don't. Calculate duration. And it just shows me that there are 262 days, 8 months, 18 days, and there. But now I want to know only the working days, right? Count only work days. So I want to go here, count only work days. As you can see, this is giving me United States. I can change the country as well. And I can change the country from here. I can select, say, let's look at Australia for now. Okay, and it calculates the working days for me. Calculate duration, and it's giving me 262 calendar days, 74 days skipped, 37 Saturdays, 37 Sundays. And all of this, you can use this information to calculate and do your sales budget, sales quotas, annual leave, or anything else that you want to calculate on. So how many of you feel this is going to be slightly helpful to save you time? Yep. Are you going to use it? Okay, great. Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, so you can use this time and date application for this, and we're going to come back to this again. But you can explore timeanddate.com. It's really, really nice. It's okay. It's safe. I've checked with cybersecurity. Dexter has given a thumbs up that website is all good. You can use it. You can explore, and we're going to come back to it in a little bit later. So, which is now meeting across time zones. So let me just give you an overview. This is our geography of Motion Asia Pacific. Obviously, this is not according to scale. We have Indonesia, Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand. All right. So let me just take a check first. How many from New Zealand in the session? Raise your hand, please. New Zealand, Kiwis in this session. Could you please raise your hand? One, that's it. Okay. All right. How many from Singapore? Let's see how many from Singapore. Any participants from Singapore? I know we had quite a few registrations. Okay. All right. Indonesia. How many from Indonesia? Quite a few. All right. Thank you very much. Australia. Let's do Australia. Okay. There you go. So more than half are Australia. Okay. So this is our geography, and from April to October, if it's 2 p.m. in Sydney and Melbourne, this is the time zones that we're looking at. We're looking at a total of 9 different time zones, but this is only from April to October. But if you look at it from October to April, which is daylight saving, everything changes as well. So not everything changes, but because Sydney and Melbourne time changes, that means everything gets impacted as well. And New Zealand stays with this because they also do daylight saving. So, you know, sometimes when you're sitting in one of the cities and you want to do a meeting across the board and you are not really sure about what time should you be keeping that meeting to make sure everybody is okay and it's not beyond 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock for them. So the best thing to do again is to do timeanddate.com. Come on to this. I will show you. You can work on this later. It says time zones, time zone converter. And this is a very beautiful sort of a layout where you can add all of your cities. So I will add Sydney. Then I will, let's say, add Balikpapan in Indonesia. And then I will add Hamilton in New Zealand. There are two Hamiltons. All right. So here you can see the time difference. Now let's say I want to work. I'm from Sydney, so I'm going to start off by changing the Sydney time. So if I'm starting my meeting at 9 a.m., what does that mean for everyone else? For Balikpapan, it's 7 a.m. For Hamilton, New Zealand, it's 11. Let me add Perth as well. Okay. So in Perth, it's going to be 7 a.m. So I don't want to do this because, you know, it's a hassle for these people in these cities. So I'm probably going to make a decision and make it 11 a.m. Does 11 a.m. work for them? Again, this is lunchtime for New Zealand. I don't know, maybe not. But let's just change it to make it convenient for everybody. So maybe 11:30. And we put it here. Very, very simple to use. You can add as many cities as possible. It also gives you the good, not so good, and not good at all, the labels in front of it. So how many are going to use this? Okay. All right. That's quite a few. Perfect. I understand not a lot of people are working across time zones, but if you are, if you have customers across time zones, couriers, if you have team members across time zones, this can come in really handy to save you time and effort. So timeanddate.com again. Okay. All right, let's start off with thing number 4. Thing 4 for today is looking for important files. How many times has it been that you have worked on some things and you then forgot where you saved them, and it was a whole approach for you to go and search for them? How many times has it happened with you? You've been searching around for all of these important files. Raise your hand, please, if you've been searching for a few files around. Okay, now let's use the Pareto principle and say most of us have these files which are about 20% of the times you use them the most. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a Word document. Let's see. I'm going to open up a Word document. I'm going to show you a trick that I use. Okay, there we go. Now, this is my Word document. Okay, let's say I have this 456. This is one, for example, this is one file that I really want and I want to use it all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on home. I can see this file, and you see I go to the extreme right corner. There is this pin. I will click on the pin and it will now pin it. What it means, you see this recent pinned shared with me? I go on to pinned, it will always be there. So I will never lose out on my most important files ever, because all of my pinned files are going to be here. If I'm done with this, let's say I'm done with this one, I can unpin it, just click on it again, it's gone, right? So all the files that I want to keep working on and keep referring to, I can keep clicking on them, pin, 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 pin. I say I pin 86400 and go back. 86400 is always going to be there. I can switch off, close my file, come back again in Word. Same for Excel. Let's go into Excel now. Same for Excel. Let's say if I have a list for LMS, this one, I want to pin it. Again, I can pin it. Same way, going to pinned. All of the files that I've pinned are going to be here. So I can, at any point in time, I will not lose time on searching for these files. You can also do the same on PowerPoint. Is everybody going to use this one? Okay. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, that's a lot of people. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's move on. So that was thing number 4, but I have saved the best for last, ladies and gentlemen. Thing number 5. You're going to love this. So thing number 5 is all about attaching and emailing your documents, right? Now, what happens when you're attaching and emailing documents? Let's see, you're working on a file, let's say an Excel file, and then you are going to email this file. So what do? You then save this file, you open email, you go into new email, then you attach a file, Then you search for sometimes you search for the attachment because it's not showing. And then with all the OneDrive and the desktop and the dual things happening at the same time, it's a whole nightmare to search for the documents. Yes? If that's a yes, please raise your hand. Right. Now, I have calculated on an average, I think on an average, it takes about 3 minutes. Would you agree with me? It takes about 3 minutes to do all of that, approximately 2 to 3 minutes, let's say. How many agree with me? Raise your hand. Okay, quite a few people do, more than half of you. Okay, I'll take that. So if you take 3 minutes to do all of that and you're sending about 10 per day, sending 10 attachments per day, that's about 30 minutes per day, and that's about 10 hours per month. That's a lot of time. So let's save you time on that. Okay, how can we save time? 10 hours per month. Let's go. Let me go into okay, this is where I want you to please open up your Excel. Open up your Excel, just a new document, just open it and raise your hand once you have opened it up. So I know when I should move forward. All right, most of you have. So if you can come onto this page, the very first page which opens up, okay? If you've opened up a blank document, then just close it. You go into File. Everybody go into File. At the bottom, please click on Options. And here, go into Quick Access Toolbar. Over here, search for this thing called email and just add it. I've already added it, so you should be seeing this email here. If you have done that, could you please raise your hand? Let me know if you've done that. Okay, all right. Again, I will repeat for those who are slightly behind. You go into File, I'll go into Options, I'll go into Quick Access Toolbar, go into Email, and Add. Okay, so please raise your hand if you've done that. All right, most of you have done it. Beautiful. Right, now let me show you the beautiful part. So I do something. This is the file. I don't even want to save it. I just want to email it. Let's say who is there? Allison Miller. I want to send you this file. How do I do it? You see this option on the top, the email with the attachment, right? I click here, wait for it, done. Allison, type her name, and it's sent. 2 seconds. That's it. That's all you have to do. Let me show it to you on Word. Okay, open up Word, please. Same thing. You go into Options. You go into Quick Access Toolbar. You go into Email. Add the email here. Okay, you should be seeing this email option on the top. Okay, open a new document. Okay, write something, or you can use your current document. Let's see, who else do we have? We have Amelia. Amelia, you're going to get an email from me. Let's see how long it takes. I click on that. It's now added. I write Amelia and it's sent. That's it. that is it. That's all you got to do. All right. So Amelia and Allison, could you please confirm later on to me by sending me an email that you've received it? But look, this is a time saver. You're working on anything at all, you're working on something, and you make a few changes, you want to email that. All you have to do is just click here and it goes. Okay, so Allison has confirmed that she's received it. Thank you, Allison. So that's it. Just click here and your email is ready to go. Okay. There you go. So it's already attached. You don't have to search for anything. You don't have to do anything. And the subject is also the name of the file. So if you've saved a file on a certain subject as with a certain name, the subject appears as the same. So you don't even have to write the subject. How good is that? Please tell me it's good. I want all the hands raised now. All of them. All of them. There are few hands not raised yet. 10 hands remaining. I want all the hands raised. Come on, guys. This is gonna save you tons and tons of time. All right, awesome. Thank you very much. Let's go back into our right. So that's 10 hours per month safe for you, ladies and gentlemen, apart from all the other stuff. Let's do a summary. We did 5 things. First thing, working on a project, go into your settings on the right side at the bottom and the top, notifications, turn them off. Don't forget to switch them on. Calculating days, working days, and meeting across time zones. Go to timeanddate.com. It's safe, secured, it's easy. There are loads and loads of other stuff that you do. For example, let me show you one thing that I use it for. Time and date. I go into my timer. I do a stopwatch or a kitchen timer. I go into that and I set up a timer for myself. So let's say I plan on doing a task and I challenge myself that I'm going to finish it off in about 15, 16 minutes. I put a timer and I start working, put on my notifications, put on a timer and start working. That's it. I focus on this one particular job, get it finished in 16 minutes. And then it's a race for me. So all those salespeople, all the competitive people out there who like a challenge, yeah, it's like a challenge for me. So I'm definitely going to end up doing it before 16 minutes are over. And that way you just, by default, you take away all of your distractions and everything else. Right? Does that work for you? Does that one trick work for you? Everyone? Okay, done. So you can pause it, you can restart it, reset it, whatever. So this is one way I also use this application. I also do countdowns. So there is, let's see where the countdowns are. There is the timer, and I also do countdown. So let's say I'm text only. There are lots of countdowns that you can do. There's a Christmas countdown. Where is it? Here you go, Christmas countdown. And location of event is Sydney. Now watch this. Create a countdown. And a countdown has been created. It's 261 days, 8 hours, 31 minutes, and 46 seconds to Christmas. Okay. Right. So you can use it for all of this fancy stuff, but there's loads and loads of stuff. Timeanddate.com is going to be something that you can actually use a lot. Right, so looking for important files, let's start pinning those files up. So we don't spend a lot of time looking for them. All the important files are always pinned to the top. Make sure you keep unpinning them if they are not important anymore, so that you don't have like 200 pinned files. It'll be a nightmare to go through them again. Attaching and emailing documents. Now this is the no-brainer. Look, all of your Office, PowerPoint, Excel, Word should have this. Attach and email documents. It should save you tons and tons and tons of time. It surely does save mine. And of course, this giveaway. There is a giveaway every FYT Club. And what do we do this time around? We have a tip for you to improve your internet and computer speed. Now, this is, again, how ironic that today my computer went down in the middle of the training, but we are still on track to end it on time. But this tip is to improve your internet and computer speed. And how do we do it? It's very, very simple. All you have to do is write "smooth criminal" to me, and you will receive a tip to improve internet and computer speed, especially if you are working from home. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will be all. Questions and suggestions, send us to learningandmotionasiapac.com. There is a short poll that I want to take. And if you could please answer that, that will really help us understand how we're doing and are we going in the right direction. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and I will see you soon in the next session. Take care and goodbye.